Yes, and welcome. Of course, this is the Fan Zone on the Touchline. Great to have you still on board. And as usual, I have Wendy, Agola, and Barry Sila. Barry, karibu tena. Wendy, great to see you this week. Yeah. And for you, what has been the highlight for you, Wendy, this week?
This week?
Yes.
Of course, the Chelsea Flamingo game.
Yesterday.
That was fantastic.
But, why is it a highlight for you? Losing? Them losing?
And being beaten, a comeback from 1-0 to 3-1. I mean, you guys are joking.
Yeah.
You have a trophy and you are playing like...
Unafikiria nini ilienda wrong?
I think they
Because game yao kwanza ilikuwa poa sana, sio walishinda comfortably so.
Hii yao ya sahi. First of all, I don't think kama wako na teamwork. Wanacheza tu ile let's just participate. I don't think if they really want to win this thing.
Wameichukulia kiklub World Cup sio?
Kimchezo tu.
Anyway,
plus we can blame the coach. Tutarudi baadaye.
Tutarudi baadaye tuongelea zaidi sio?
Yeah.
And let's maybe first of the file should be the transfers, ongoing transfers. Too many rumors about Arsenal signing Gyökeres Wendy again. Who is coming and who is leaving?
Okay, according to Sky News, we believe Gyökeres and Zubimendi are coming.
I thought Zubi was a done deal. Bado?
Yeah, actually Zubi is already done.
Mbona tujaona picha na jezi?
Unaona? Mimi nimeona. Nitaonyesha, mimi nimeona. Okay, hiyo Gyökeres, I'm sure he's coming to Arsenal because where should he be? Wapi anafaa kukua kama si Arsenal? I mean,
how about you know, a player who played for Amorim when he was at Sporting Lisbon? It's only natural for him to follow him at Manchester.
No, I read somewhere he doesn't want to reunite with Amorim.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they have some bad history or what. We never know. Or he wants to explore other coaches. Amechoka na Amorim. Plus, hata kama ni wewe, the kind of game Manchester is playing, unaweza admire kuenda.
And compound that na mashida za Sir Ratcliffe and inaitwa austerity measures. I think at Manchester things are going horribly wrong. Barry, you've been following Manchester United and transfer rumors and know that Mbumo is one of the likely players to go there, you know, after landing Cunha.
Yeah, it's a bit slow. Though the strong rumors, of course, Mbeumo, Brian Mbeumo of Cameroon. But there were also rumors that he was to head to his former coach's new place, which is Tottenham. Then, of course, there's also strong rumors of the name of, what's the Aston Villa coach, goalkeeper's name?
Emi Martinez.
Martinez is strongly linked
to Manchester.
To get Onana down the pecking order.
But, I mean, talking about Emi Martinez, his last game was horrible.
Yes, I understand. But I don't think it's fair for goalkeepers to be judged in one game. And I remember some people talked about Mandanda when Spain beat them 5-4 in the Nations semis. I doubt if you can be judged for a goalkeeper. It's a bit unfair to be judged in one game. But I think overall, Emi is a top keeper, just like Mandanda is. So there are strong links. But also I heard the other day Amorim saying there's still plans for Onana. So it's going to be interesting. And then, of course, we have our 3 players who are on loan. I'm not sure if they're even bothering to come back. We have Anthony, who I think is going to Germany.
Yes.
If Betis want him permanently. And then, of course, we have Sancho, who I hear Leverkusen is linked with him. So, and the coach doesn't want Garnacho. Garnacho will be, everybody will look for Garnacho. So I still don't know who, until I see pen to paper and a player posing with a jersey. It's still early days, I think. But Manchester needs to close the deal early. Before pre-season.
Yes.
So in your opinion, you see like Onana might remain?
But if Onana remains, it means there's no other keeper coming. And if another keeper comes, Onana will go on loan. I doubt if he wants to be number 2.
But I think, okay, maybe just get him better competition than the Turkish number 2.
But again, you just hear what Barry has said. Better competition. Onana will not want to be number 2.
Yes.
So obviously, atataka kuenda.
Exactly. So that you see the number 2 goalkeeper when he comes, let's say Emi is a I mean,
can
a
not be-
world-class
Emi can never be
goalkeeper.
number 2.
No way.
Martin is
He can never
So,
be
you know,
number
the
2.
ego
Akona
thing, the ego
kiburi
thing.
ingine hapo.
But
There's
There's
no
no
way.
way.
But looking at his form has dipped. His form has dipped.
We can blame the defenders.
Yeah. Emi is number 1 for the world champions. How can he be number 2?
Yo,
I doubt it.
I think it will be better competition for Onana. Onana, of course, won't like to be relegated. I think that will show up the competition for the number 1 spot.
Okay, if there's a competition, itakuwa maybe
As
half
a-
the season, then kama kuna break, Onana might go to another
I
club.
think if you're talking about competition for either Onana or Emi, it has to be a low standard keeper who is comfortable with number 2. You know, like Tim Heaton. There's no way Emi is letting Onana start or Onana. There's ego war already.
What
tayari
a-
hapo.
Yeah, sure.
So
yeah.
they have to play it very carefully.
Yeah, and also some of these players in their contract, they say that he should never play number 2 fiddle, number 2 to anybody.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's some of the terms. But we hope to see Onana, of course, remaining.
If
And
Onana remains, then he has to pull up his socks. Basically, that's it.
yeah, but he's one of the best goalkeepers with the ball on their feet.
I know, but it's
But the
been
whole of
te-
Manchester has been terrible,
it's
horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole Manchester. We can't blame only one department.
Uh-huh.
The attackers are not scoring.
Uh-huh.
The midfielders are not doing their job.
Casemiro,
So it's
not
the
yet
coach.
left.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is the coach.
Wendy, what do you think Manchester need to fix first? Is it the goalkeeper's position? Is it the midfield, the old tired Casemiro should go? Or is it the forward which is not scoring goals?
Let me start by saying Manchester is my enemy. Sorry. They just need to
Overhaul.
kutengeneza kila kitu
From
from juu to chini, like anza na management, players, ukianza na players from defense to attackers to midfielders. There's nothing they're doing there. The only midfielder
Minor.
this Portuguese guy
Oh, Bruno.
Bruno anakuanga midfielder or-
Bruno,
yeah.
yes, a central attacking midfielder.
Yeah, yeye ndio anafanya at least something tunaweza ona. So akiletewa wenye anaweza coordinate now vizuri because the current one hawa work vizuri. They just need to go. Venye Amorim alikuwa amesema is going to sell like
Yeah.
half of the
I think
team ama nini.
Amorim wants to build his own team with his own philosophy. That means a lot of them will have to go.
Yeah.
But then it depends with the budget from management and who is allowed to buy.
Yeah,
You have to look at the wages and everything.
sure.
Who can he keep? Who can
And
go?
not to flout the
Yes, who can?
fair play rules.
Yeah, who can go? Who can stay and help him with his ideas? Yes.
Mbumo, how will
But
he
again,
fit?
let me add something. I don't think Onana is that pathetic.
No, it's
Sure, he's not.
Let's blame the
different.
defenders. Kama Arsenal, we say Rai is a good goalkeeper. It's because of the defenders. Ukiwa hapo na the likes of Gabriel, Saliba, and my Skelly, I mean, you will automatically be a good goalkeeper. But with Onana, it only depends on Maguire, Piqué.
Maguire sometimes is a forward. Anyway,
So Onana should remain, and they change the whole defense, the whole midfield. Wache tu Ronani. Rashford, not Rashford, sorry.
only Bruno.
Bruno. Hapo kwa strikers, only Mino and Hamad. The rest, everybody should go.
Yeah, maybe just I don't know if I can play the devil's advocate and try to defend Onana. Maybe it's an experienced keeper. He's Cameroon number 1. He's been at a Champions League final with Inter, yes. But like Wendy's saying, maybe he needs more time to understand how to work with his defenders. This is his first season at United, so maybe does he need another season to get better in communication and chemistry? And then does the coach need to change some aspects of the game around the back line? Then now we see the best of him, because we have faced a lot of flack in the first season. Maybe to get him better is now we want to see what Amorim has planned of how he should play with the players outfield.
But again, Barry, if they don't change this defense,
Defenders, yeah.
there's nothing
do we
Onana
really
will
have
do.
bad defenders? I don't know, in your opinion. If we have, Maguire is experienced.
Yeah.
We have the lead is experienced. Guy played for Bayern and Juve and Holland. We have Lisandro Martinez, a World Cup winner. Is it that we have had a bad season, that we have bad players, or it's just bad luck?
It's just the team has not clicked.
Yes.
And I think those are the
In my
answers.
view, we have experienced
Yeah,
players,
yeah.
but
And
something
But
has just not.
experience without skills.
Yeah. And maybe when you talk about Lewis Kelly signing a new deal that will keep him at Arsenal, of course his deal was expiring next year, but now he's believed he signed long term.
That's like a golden. We have to celebrate
Product
that.
of
Yeah, exactly.
the Arsenal Academy.
Because Lewis Kelly, this is somebody who does not angukangi too.
But he had a really tough beginning, you know, when he
with the red cards and yellow
with the
cards.
red cards. How has he, you know, grown and become more aware?
In discipline, and maybe the coach is working
Very
on
young
it.
as well.
He's
Yeah,
very
he's
young.
very young, and appear make 2 debut in, was it in September against Manchester
He has
City?
this, in my opinion, nikimwonanga naona ni kama akona ile aja, we have to make Arsenal great again. Naona. So lazima atajituma. The guy, by the way, he doesn't fall ujinga zile za let's blame nani nipewe free kick. He doesn't do that. Akiamua na defend, he defend with all his heart.
So next season, what role do you think he'll be? Of what importance will he be to Arsenal next season? Some of the players that should shine? Key
Lewis
players?
Kelly. Merino. Calafiori, I'm not sure. Saka, obvious.
Odegaard, what do you think? Heading towards the end of the season, he was not like the Odegaard
at the end he was great actually. Hapo katikati ndio alikuwa mbaya.
Yeah, when the team was with the injuries and stuff.
I pray akirudi next season he comes up with akuje he comes back with, I mean, ile aja, we need to do something.
Yeah, better than
last season, because last season Odegaard was pathetic. We can't lie. He was pathetic.
Yeah. Who else needs to pull up his socks?
Well,
Martinelli.
Martinelli, Gabriel, of course.
On
Some
the left,
of his decision making on the attacking third has been very wanting and cost games. Merino, I don't know.
Merino is doing great.
Even what is his name? I feel Trossard should also do much better. Maybe they're lucky. The guy who earns a lot of money and does nothing is gone. The Chelsea guy, Sterling, has gone.
Sterling.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Who else should be offloaded?
Gabriel Jesus.
Oh, yes, shoes. I forgot about. Yeah.
Hakuna kitu anafanya.
Yeah, sure. I mean, his striking role has been overtaken, right? Wingers are scoring.
Trossard, people are there.
Yeah. Sure. So Arsenal number 9. What will the number 9 or a centre forward do for Arsenal? What kind of motivation will he bring to the team? Because the whole season people have been asking for that, and I think maybe when he comes, they only need to see that number 9.
Imagine
and a proper one.
Having Trossard, Martinelli with his speed, Saka on the wings, and then there's
some finish hapo katikati.
Exactly, we just need a proper finishing.
Just break the bank and bring Isaac. Yeah.
Somebody who's played in the league.
Yeah, and a proven goal scorer. Actually, England, English Premier League.
Wenger actually proposed he should be the main man.
Yeah.
Wenger spoke this week, right?
But again, this is the best player like the Newcastle has at the moment.
Yeah, they won't allow. They said 150. They said 150.
Arsenal should break the bank.
150 million. Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Anyway,
that's too much.
Thomas Frank going to Tottenham.
I don't know.
His time at Brentford. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's quite a leap. He came from low.
Yeah.
He was at some point a coach in Denmark, a Division 2 team. He came to England. Then now this is like a mighty leap. Because according to me, Spurs is a top 6 team. They've had terrible seasons, including this one that just ended. But it's a good opportunity for the management under David Levy to see what he can do. And again, like every other coach, he would like to implement his own philosophy. And that means bring up his own players.
Yeah, but was it maybe a regrettable decision for them to sack Postecoglou?
Yeah, they should have let him there for another season. The coach said, the now gone coach said he usually wins in his second season. Now they should have given him another season. So I think they were a bit impatient and irrational how they acted. But let's see what Thomas Frank can do in this new season.
Yeah,
but I feel like if Thomas does not win anything next season, Tottenham might sack him. And
maybe his key targets will be getting Tottenham back to the top 3, fighting for the Champions League position. They're also in the Champions League, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for maybe looking at his time at Brentford and how he was, he had Kinambumo, Tony, Ivan Tony.
This guy from DRC.
Yeah, Wissa. Great finishers, right? Yeah. And talking about DRC, actually, they have a super squad. They could be going to the World Cup 2026, right?
Top squad.
Yeah.
Everybody playing in top league.
Wan-Bissaka is also going to play for
Wan-Bissaka said he's actually moving back to
DRC.
What does the law say? Has he ever turned out for England at the senior level?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
But he announced, right?
Yeah.
Verifiable?
Yes, it's announced.
That would be quite, I think, but he's
I
taken
think you need
all
to
his
play
time
some percentage
of matches
yes.
before switching.
Yeah.
But he's a very good player.
Very good
top
player. Manchester United let him go.
They are lost.
Bad decisions.
Bad decision.
The man,
As always.
remember, we all used to admire him when he was at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he's a
And
top
then he
player.
came to Man U, and Ten Hag was just like,
He had no room for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the big, of course, big tournament that's ongoing. That's the FIFA Club World Cup. Some are saying that players should have been allowed to go and sun lounge. But again, here it is. It's taken off, and
The Euro
the numbers
players.
are not so good in the stadiums. But all the same, it's a great tournament. Teams' disappointments. Wendy, what some of the pick-abouts for you from this tournament?
PSG, Real Madrid, and Chelsea playing their worst.
Even
That's my
Porto,
happiness.
Even FC Porto lost.
Yeah, Porto lost yesterday to Inter Miami. Yeah.
But again, somebody was saying these European teams, they've not had like enough time to rest.
Yeah, no.
There could be never
Unlike the South Americans.
the counterparts.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe a focus on a few of the 4 African clubs, right, that have been that already played their matches in this tournament, and maybe we can talk about the Mamelodi Sundowns, right, who are the top of their group with just with 3 points. Of course, they won their opening match against Ulsan, right? Ulsan, that's from Korea, South Korea. For African teams and their chances in this tournament, Barry?
Well, you can say they're what we call outside favorites, but it's a good start for especially Esperance, who beat, I think, Los Angeles, and Ulsan that were beaten by Mamelodi. So that's a good way to begin for the African teams. But it's still a long way to go
Actually,
especially after the next round of matches. Then we see just exactly where they are. But it's a good show for in a big stage. Like you said, a lot. Maybe there is not a lot of eyeballs because a lot of people have already watched the leagues and Champions League. And then there have been complaints of the weather, extreme. But all the same, the tournament has to run. So for the African teams, it's just to look at the next match and keep
going, right?
Yes.
And of course, the weather also, a number of matches have been stopped.
Yes.
Either delayed to kick off because of the
extreme
weather.
It's summer proper.
It's proper summer, and when it's summer, it's summer for real, man. People are boiling. Yeah. Wendy, for African teams, maybe I can also ask you this: what do you think? What's your expectation? How far can they go?
Teams like Al
Ahly.
do they have the chance? I don't think.
The African champions?
They're like number last in their group.
It's only after one game.
Okay, if they improve next time, I may talk about them. Then there is
Esperance.
There is Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes.
Bono is playing for which team?
Bono Al Hilal. That's from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi.
Yeah. Outstanding. Maybe talk about his how Alicazia Madrid.
In my opinion, he's always the best goalkeeper in the world.
Sure, and we've seen him at the Club World Cup. I think he should be on our TVs every day. He should go back to Europe.
He was actually supposed to win the Golden Glove in World Cup.
That's the player you will choose, right?
Yes, because he has the most clean sheet, but Martinez won the last. So
because they won the World Cup. And they really.
Speaking of African teams, I don't think they've gotten to the level where you're being beaten 5-0, 6-0.
No.
I don't know if it's because they've not met the strongest teams, but teams like Auckland City is getting smashed. Maybe it's because they're in a very tough group.
Yeah, and maybe also, this maybe what some of the discussions that have come up from this particular championship, the mismatch of the teams.
Absolute mismatch. Yes.
Yeah.
One team is too high, the other is here. So. But I also believe if African wants to go far, the real challenge is the business end of the thing is after the knockouts, when the knockouts begin. That's round of 16. Yes. For now, it's still open.
And also, Wendy, this particular match, maybe do you think it offers African clubs or the rest of the players there a window for them to sell their skills and shine and get better deals elsewhere?
Actually, yes. Because wakicheza vizuri, other big teams wataona their talent and buy them. But I don't think tuko that much represented. There are like 3 teams or what?
4 teams.
4 teams, yeah.
So that's kidogo. Ama ni 4 per continent. I'm not sure, but I feel like that's kidogo.
But
sana.
remember when the tournament actually began, it used to be only one team, the African champion.
Oh.
So for them to have 4 teams, so maybe teams like clubs like Gor Mahia, Yanga should be looking at that, you know.
Simba of Tanzania.
Yeah. Why are you not saying FC Leopards of Kenya?
Sorry.
It's also interesting. There's an interesting debate how some teams have made it. What is the criteria? Like, for example, Chelsea won the Champions League so long ago.
Yeah, sure.
And the league so long ago.
And they
so
made
they're
it.
here. So it's not clear how exactly teams are picked. I don't know.
I had like wanaangalia from 2021 when we won Champions League and
building on the successes of this tournament, I think the next one will be super exciting, right? And depending on where it will be, maybe it needs to be in Africa.
And also it needs to be scheduled the right times.
Yeah.
And after
what's the right time? Because the league seasons end in May.
What happens exactly in January? Is there like a to break, like a month? What happens? January
Because January is when now teams are fighting for the titles.
Okay.
Remember, just after back-to-back winter fixtures in December.
Then there's I can tell you there's no proper time for it.
Sure. Yeah, there's no proper time for football. I think they have to squeeze it in there. And
yeah, but then of course the
big money.
Yeah,
is
it's extremely big money. A year it's $2 million per win.
Yeah.
$2 million per win.
That's
just to entice the teams to come. But it's like it's like this. This tournament is not very popular. I don't know if they have not marketed it properly.
No, I feel like it's not popular.
Why?
To us, Africa and Europe and Asia, because of this one in particular. This one in particular, it's not common to us because of the timeline. Time zone.
But we've been lucky. Tumekuwa tukiwatch games at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Japan World Cup was played at when you're at work at 9 a.m. 10 a.m.
And also maybe they at one time USA hosted the World Athletics Championship in 2023 in Oregon, and we used to we used to go to like go rest when people are waking up. We come to work when people are going home
so you
at
see,
3 a.m.
It's like the football lovers, a few of us, ndio tunaenda kuiwatch, not everyone. Unlike if you compare the 2022 World Cup, played in Qatar.
Yes.
Everyone was watching.
Because China. Anyway, so for Chelsea losing, especially after opening the campaign with some nice win, right? Against LA, but again they lost it, so they must win their third match, final.
It's going to be against Esperance, which will be interesting. But the goal scorer of Esperance, I don't remember his name, in the last match, he's suspended, and is their key player. So it's going to be interesting, and I think for Chelsea it's a must win because they want to make it to the knockout.
Yes, so this.
But again, the Flamingo team from Brazil. They are very good players there.
Yeah, that's South America.
Those guys are playing fantastic.
And ask if they can, if this particular title is going to South America. You know, Chelsea fans are saying no.
And imagine Jorginho has joined that team.
Yeah.
Even the coach of that team is a former Chelsea player.
So as things stand, RB Salzburg lead Group H with 3 points, while Real Madrid is second with 1 point. After that draw against Al Hilal, while Pachuca, that should be from Mexico, they are last. And Group G, we have Juventus topping the group with 3 points after one match, and Manchester City, of course, beat Wydad to in second place. Wydad is second with no point, and Al Ain as well. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, top of the group with 3 points, and Borussia Dortmund second with 1 point, and Fluminense and Ulsan in that order, third and fourth. The other group that has African teams is Group D with Flamengo, of course, from Brazil, leading 6 points. 2 matches, from two matches, 2 wins, 6 points. Yes, Chelsea second, 2 matches, 1 win, 1 loss. And ES Tunis, that's Esperance, is third with 3 points, and LFC, home team, in fourth place with 0 points, while Bayern is leading the particular group. That's Group C with 6 points as well, and Benfica, of course, Bayern teams that also registered big wins in this particular match with that thrashing of Auckland City 10-0, you know, and Botafogo, you know, giving a run, PSG a run for their money with that win, and they lead Group B with 6 points, and PSG second on 3 points, and Atletico Madrid also really good game against PSG before they collapsed, and against while Seattle Sounders are 4th with 0 points from 2 matches, and Group A has Palmeiras just from Brazil, topping the group, 4 points, 1 draw, 1 win, and of course this Inter Miami.
Oh,
right?
wow. Talking of Inter Miami.
Yeah.
You guys,
Messi.
you almost forgot Messi's free kick.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, his 68th free kick goal, right?
Imagine. That's my goal.
Yeah, 51 goals in 61 games. He can't stop scoring. Porto, of course, 3rd, and Al Ahly, that's from Egypt, bottom of the group. So
yeah, this basically, sorry,
as we wind up,
it means the Americas are doing really well in this tournament.
Yes, the Americas are doing
and the
well.
rest need to pick up.
Yes, indeed. Too early to predict, but who do you think will go with this title?
Hey, too early.
Yeah.
Too early, man.
Too
Yeah.
early.
Botafogo have not impressed
I don't want to
you?
cast my favorite team, Inter Miami.
Yeah, guys are afraid to predict, but I think it will go to South America. That's where my money is. Thank you so much for being here, part and parcel of the conversation. Remember, you can watch all the interviews and the show as well on YouTube. That's Y254 TV, and you'll get all the information. Also, the interviews that we did, especially with the Twinkle Club, will be for you to catch up, just in case you miss it. But thank you, Barry, for making your time and sharing the insights, as well as Wendy, Pia.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Hope to see you again next Saturday. So we'll be talking about something different. I know the games would have gone, the Inter World Cup. Otherwise, it's the final weekend back in Kenya for the Kenya Premier League. The matches will be decided tomorrow. Of course, the league has gone, and it's all about the relegation now. The 4 teams that are involved in the avoiding the axe or the chop. And of course, Kenya is playing today. That's the Sekafa Women's Championship Senior Challenge Cup. That's in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. The match is kicking off at 6 p.m. Who will go with the 2025 Sekafa title? Will it be Kenya? Will it be Tanzania?
It will be Kenya.
It will be Kenya, right? So of course, babangu mamangu Kenya. See you.
Yeah.
See you then. Thank you so much. Great weekend, guys.